Sigh no more, ladies. Sigh no more.
Oh, for a muse of fire. To ascend the brightest heaven of invention, a kingdom for a stage, princes to act, and monarchs to behold the swelling scene. Then should a warlike Harry like himself assume the port of Mars, and at his heels leashed in like hounds, should famine, sword, and fire crouch for employment. But pardon, gentle law, the flat, unraised spirit that hath dared on this unworthy scaffold to bring forth so great an object. Can this cockpit hold the vasty fields of France? Or may be crammed within this wooden O, the very cask that did affright the air at Agincourt? Oh, pardon, since a crooked figure may attest, and little place a million, and let us ciphers on his great account. Imagine these walls are two mighty monarchies whose high upreared abutting fronts the narrow, perilous ocean aparts asunder. Piece out our imperfection with your thoughts. Into 1,000 parts divine one man, and make imaginary puissance Think, when we talk of horses, that you see them printing their proud hooves in the received earth. For it is your thoughts that must now deck our kings, carry them here in their jumping over times, and turning the accomplishment of many years into an hourglass, for the which supply admit me chorus to this history, who, prologue like, your humble patience pray, gently to hear and kindly to judge our play.
Have I escaped love letters in the holiday time of my beauty? And am I subject to one now? Let me see. Ask me no reason why I love you, for though love use reason for his precision, he admits him not for his counselor. You are not young, no more than I. Go to, then there's sympathy. You are married, so am I. Then there's more sympathy. You love sack, and so do I. Would you desire better sympathy? Let it suffice thee, Mistress Page. At least, if the love of a soldier can suffice, that I love thee. I will not say pity me. 'Tis not a soldier-like phrase. But I say love me. By me, thine own true knight, by day or night, or any kind of light, with all his might, for thee to fight. John Falstaff? Oh, wicked, wicked world, one that is well nigh worn to pieces with age, to show himself a young gallant. What hath this Flemish drunkard picked, he with the devil's name, out of my conversation that he dare essay me in this matter? Why, he has only been in my company thrice. What should I say to him? I have always been guarded in my mirth. Heaven forgive me. I'll exhibit a bill before the Parliament for the putting down of men. How shall I be revenged on him? For I will be revenged, as sure as his guts are made of puddings.
Mrs. Page! Oh, Mrs. Page, trust me. I was coming to your house.
And trust me, I was coming to yours. You look very ill.
Nay, I never believed that. I have to show to the contrary.
Faith, but in my mind you do.
Oh, I do then. Yet, I say, I could show to the contrary. Oh, Mrs. Page, give me some counsel.
What's the matter, woman?
Oh, woman, if it were not for one trifling respect, I could come to such honor.
Hang the trifle. Take the honor, woman. What's the matter? Dispense with trifles. What's the matter?
If I would but go to hell for an eternal moment or so, I could be knighted.
What, thou, Sir Alice Ford? These knights will hack, and therefore thou shouldst not alter the article of thy gentry.
We burn daylight here. Read, perceive how I might be knighted. I shall think the worst of fat men, as long as I have an eye to make difference to men's liking. Yet, he would not swear. Praised woman's modesty, and gave such orderly and well-behaved reproof to all uncomeliness that I would have sworn his disposition would have gone to the truth of his words. Yet they no more adhere and keep place together than the 100th Psalm to the tune of Greensleeves. Tempt us trawl through this whale with so many tons of oil in his belly in short winter. How shall I be revenged on him? I think the best way were to entertain him with hope until the wicked fire of lust shall melt him in his own grease. Did you ever hear the like?
Letter for letter, but that the name of page and ford differ. To the mystery of ill opinion, here is the twin brother of thy letter. But let thine inherit first, for I protest my never shall. I warrant he has written thousands of these letters, with blank spaces for different names. Nay, more, and these be of the second edition. He would print them out of doubt, for he cares not what he would put to the press if he would put us to. Rather be a giantess and lie under Mount Pelion. Well, I will find you 20 lascivious turtles ere one chaste man.
Why, this is the very same, the very hand, the very words. What doth he think of us?
Nay, I know not. It makes me ready to wrangle with mine own honesty. I'll entertain myself as one I am not well acquainted withal. For sure, he must see some strain in me that I know not myself, if he would dare to board me in this fury.
Boarding, you call it? I'll be sure to keep him above deck.
And if he dare comes below my decks, I'll never to see again. Let us be revenged on him. Let us appoint him a meeting. Comfort him in his suit, and lead him on a fine baited delay, until he pawn his horses to my host of the Garter.
Nay. However, I will consent to any act of villainy that will not sully the joyousness of our honesty. Oh, that my husband saw this letter. It would give eternal food to his jealousy.
Oh, look, there he is now, and with my good man, too. He is as far from jealousy as I am from giving him cause, and that is an immeasurable distance, I hope.
You are the happier woman.
Come, let us consult together against this greasy night. Greasy. Let's go.
Her father loved me, often invited me, still questioned me the story of my life, from year to year. The battles, the sieges, fortunes that I have passed. I ran it through, even from my boyish days, to the very moment that he bade me tell it, wherein I spake of most disastrous chances of moving accidents by flood and field, of hapless stakes, and the imminent deadly breach of being taken by the insolent foe and sold to slavery. Of my redemption thence, importance of my travels history, wherein Anches Vops and desert idle, rough quarries, rocks and hills whose head touched heaven. It was my hint to speak. Such was the process. And of the cannibals that each other eat, the anthropophagi and men whose heads do grow beneath their shoulders. This to hear with Desdemona, seriously inclined, but still the house affairs which are her thence, whichever as she could with haste dispatch. She come again, and with a greedy ear devour of my discourse, which I observing took once a pliant hour, and found good means to draw from her a prayer of earnest heart, that I would all my pilgrimage dilate. Whereby parcel, she has something heard. I did consent, and often did beguile her for tears. And when I did speak of some stroke my youth suffered. My story being done, she gave me for my pains a world of sighs. She swore to faith. 'Twas strange. 'Twas passing strange. 'Twas pitiful. 'Twas wondrous pitiful. She wished she had not heard it, but yet she wished that heaven had made her such a man. She thanked me and bade me that if I had a friend that loved her, that I should but teach him my story, and that would woo her. Upon this tin I spake. She loved me for the dangers I had passed, and I loved her that she did pity them. This only is the witchcraft I have used. Here comes the lady. Let her witness it.
I pray you, hear her speak. If she confess that she is half the lover, then destruction on my head, for my bad blame light on the man. Come hither, gentle mistress. Who in all of this gentle and noble company do you perceive to owe your most obedience?
My noble father, I do perceive here a divided duty. To you I owe my life and education. My life and education both do learn me how to respect you. You are the Lord of duty, and I am hitherto your daughter. But here's my husband, and so much duty as my mother professed, preferring you before her father, I challenge that I may profess the due to the more my lord.
God be with you. I have done. I would rather adopt a child than to get it. Come hither, Moor. I do here give to thee with all my heart that which you have already. With all my heart I would keep from thee.
That I did love the more to live with him. My downright violence and storms of fortune may trumpet to the world. My heart's subdued to the very quality of my lord, and to his honor and his valiant parts did I my soul and fortunes consecrate, so that, dear lords, if I be left behind a moth of peace, and he go to the war, the very rights by which I love him are bereft me, and I, a heavy interim, shall support by his dear absence. Let me go with him.
Look to her, Moor, if thou hast eyes to see. She has deceived her father, and made thee.
My life upon her faith. Come, Desdemona. I have but an hour of love, of worldly matters to spend with thee. We must obey the time.
We are going to entertain you with a couple tunes as soon as we're set up. These were talked about by Mistress Ford when she referred to trying to fit Old Hundredth into green sleeves. I'm sure you will all be familiar, well, many of you will be familiar with Old Hundredth. And you are also familiar with green sleeves, although many of you may not know it. I want you to think about fitting Old Hundredth to its tune and not What Child Is This?
patient. Hear me, you wrangling pirates that fall out in sharing that which you have pilled from me. Which of you trembles not that looks on me? If not, that I, being queen, you bow like subjects, yet that by you deposed, you quake like rebels. What were you snarling all before I came, ready to catch each other by the throat, and turn you all your hatred now on me? Did York's dread curse prevail so much with heaven that Harry's death, my lovely Edward's death, their kingdom's loss, my woeful banishment, should all but answer for that peevish brat? Can curses pierce the clouds and enter heaven? Why then give way, dark clouds, to my quick curses, though not by war, by surfeit die your king, as ours by murder to make him a king. Edward, thy son, that now is Prince of Wales, for Edward our son, that was Prince of Wales, die in his youth by like untimely violence. Thyself a queen, for me who was a queen, outlive thy glory like my wretched self. Long mayst thou live to wail thy children's death, and see another, as I see thee now, decked in thy rights, as thou art stalled in mine. Long die thy happy days before thy death, and after many lengthened hours of grief, die neither mother, wife, nor England's queen. Rivers and Dorset, you were standers by, and so wast thou, Lord Hastings, when my son was stabbed with bloody daggers. God, I pray him that none of you may live his natural age, but by some unlooked accident cut off. Richard, and leave out thee, stay, dog, for thou shalt hear me. If heaven have any grievous plague in store, exceeding those that I can wish upon thee, oh, let them keep it till thy sins be ripe, and then hurl down their indignation on thee, the troubler of the poor world's peace. The worm of conscience still be gnaw thy soul. Thy friends mistake for traitors while thou livest, and take deep traitors for thy dearest friends. No sleep close up that deadly eye of thine, unless it be while some tormenting dream affrights thee with the hell